but where anger is, ouch, I'm being pinched, or where the anger is an expression of an underlying need that isn't being addressed. And here what we're talking about is the underlying need to also feel that kingliness, that spiritual royalty on the part of the man. And to, as it were, both sit on the throne, honoring their king-queendom together.
I feel like I don't have much more to say on this. I'm going to switch topics.
Okay.
And can come back to something. And here's just a couple other cute, whatever. These are pet peeves of mine. And, you know, names on Maui. Names on Maui. Sometimes it's like, just give me a break with some of these names.
Such as?
Such as, well, I don't want to...
You're not going to offend anyone. You're talking in the generic sense of specific names.
Right. Sunshine, moonshine, earthball.
Angel this and angel that. And
yes, yes. Whatever it might be. And I've been encouraged to take on a Maui name that I'm somehow not really complete somehow if I keep calling myself Steve. So one of my friends called me up the other night and she said, I have a name for you. I'm a channeler of names and I have a name for you. Ah, it's interesting. Yes, I want to say your name is Steva Shiva. And you know, it's funny because as she said your name is Steva Shiva, I felt this kind of rush of ego. I kind of felt this rush of, it was this rush of, I'm trying to find the word for it, but it was an interesting kind of feeling that I had. And actually... Steva Shiva, I do want to say one thing to you. The goddess had channeled through her this name. And it's not for you to dismiss it. It's not for you to even choose whether or not to take it on. In fact, be careful if you choose not to, because this has been channeled from the divine through the goddess. And, you know, back in Greek times, the men of Athens would make their pilgrimage to receive these messages at the Oracle of Delphi. Here, the Oracle of Delphi, goddess, is calling you on the telephone. Oh my God.
I mean, Steva, Shiva.
Oh my God. Well, you and I, one time we were driving in the car and you asked me what it would be that I would name myself. So I thought about it for a minute and I said, how about Schlongo? Honor of the phallus, Schlongo. And you said, oh yes, Sri Schlongo. And it was really cute.
I love it. I have to say that name is, you know, that's been channeled through the god.
Ah, okay.
Through the god and honoring, you know, the Godhead.
The Godhead.
Which once upon a time was worshipped.
Uh-huh.
You see?
Uh-huh.
So I think this is the beginning.
This is the beginning. I'll call it Life on Maui with Sri Schlongo.
Absolutely.
Have a whole new audience. Life on Maui with Sri Schlongo.
Well, why don't we have some call-ins or write-ins? We'd like to know, should we go with the goddess version and have it be Steva Shiva? Or should we go with the God-channeled version of Sri Schlongo? I prefer even Sri Schlongo the Magnificent.
Wow, that's big.
You would have a lot to live up to.
Oh my, oh my, oh my goodness.
So
I'm glad we're able to have some fun with this,
of course.
because
yeah.
obviously humor is the great way for the god and goddesses of Maui to love each other and have each of their needs met more. You know, so many women have complained to me there's just not enough good men on Maui. Of course, when you ask for their definition of good men, it often falls into, you know, well, the man doing this for me and that for me, and, you know, that man having both still having yang energy, that are not completely mellowed out, and still can stand at erection.
Stand at erection, yes.
While at the same time being very yin-like, you know, being very, you know, subservient.
Mm-hmm.
And
so that creates a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
It really does.
You don't have women saying, well, I really want a man because I love taking care of a man. You know, I want to do this for him and I want to do that for him. And, you know, it's not about that.
Yeah. So in a way, very much like at one point a man would want to discover that he likes to cook or he likes to clean or, you know, whatever. Which I you know, I'll own about myself. I was just out in the lobby of the Ikaku studio here, and someone said, "So what's your show on today?" And I said, "It's on the goddess culture in Maui." And she rolled her eyes, and I said, "Well, what's that about?" And she said, "You know, there are aspects of it that are okay, but I like to cook, I like to clean, I like to be of service to a man." And I said, great, because now we're talking about balance. And so again, this is a conversation that we're having with men and women here on Maui. This is not one or the other. And wanting to have there be life in balance.
And that conversation you had really addresses something very important. And that is for women to still feel high self-esteem around wanting to take good care of their man. And for that not to get lost, so that there is room for each of the sexes to take really good care of themselves and really good care of their partner in a natural give and take. Now that sounds so obvious. However, I think many people can sense that imbalance. Why didn't I arrive on Maui and hear about the the gods and goddesses culture?
Yeah.
Why aren't we having the gods ever referred to in the discussions of the goddesses?
Yeah. Or it comes through a little, but it's disproportionate.
It's almost lip service.
It's lip service.
Yeah.
It's lip service.
Or a lack of lip service, so to speak.
Aha.
But seriously though, you know, there's you know, David Data, who a lot of the goddesses really applaud his books, and I do too. And he talks about, first of all, stage one. Stage one was where the man had all the power, and he would basically, whenever he wanted, take the woman, you know, just consume her. And whether that was in more, you know, times of savagery or still going on in the 50s, you know, when he felt like it, he would just take his woman. And the woman would comply. Her role was to please, to be the pleaser almost exclusively. Then in stage two, which we went through in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, it was more partnership, equality, you know, splitting the housework down the middle, men learning to participate
fully in rearing the children. Both the men and the women would enter the workforce and contribute to the collective income. And there could be an each would have a separate account, but then pool their resources for joint expenditures and so forth. And he says at that point that may have worked, but the excitement between the two of them, the sexual turn-ons between the two of them would get lost over time. Mm-hmm. And then he says there's stage 3. And stage 3 is where there is the capacity to really, as it were, to both ravish and be ravished by, mm-hmm. and to have, tremendous role flexibility. Now, what I don't see in David Deda's books, at least those that I've read so far, is, stage 2B before stage 3 is realized, where the pendulum swings the other way from stage 1. Where now it's not the men in control and the women having to be the pleasers. Now it's the women being in control of the relationship, mm-hmm. in its extreme, and the men strictly being the pleaser.
Right, which is what we're talking about.
Which is what we're talking about today.
Right.
And certainly we'd all like to move to the stage 3, which is spiritual enlightenment through the participation as lovers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think equality for orgasm as well.
Say more about that.
Well, one of the places that I take some issue with some of these teachings is that I understand the whole keeping of the energy, but like you alluded to before, there's almost this sense of that's less than.
Yes, you mean you're ejaculating?
Right. You're ejaculating? You're losing control?
Exactly, yeah.
You're losing control? It's like, well, it's a natural function. Yes. Yes, losing control. Isn't that the whole point? I mean, isn't that what a woman wants to do when she's being ravished? Is lose control and let herself go into that ecstasy. Well, it's tit for tat.
Stiva Shiva Sri Shlango, the rumor is going to go out now that, did you hear? Stiva Shiva Sri Lango?
Shlango.
Shlango. Longo Shlango.
Well.
He ejaculates. My gosh.
Oh my God, the secret's out. Oh my God. And I enjoy it. Yikes.
And
I might even do it to myself sometimes. I mean, it's completely okay. It's even heralded, when women, buy the best vibrators and the best tools. I mean, it's really, it's really like, it's cool, it's good, it's empowering. Hey, give me a break here. Oh, God.
Really. It's good to be able to, have this kind of talk because so many men have, kind of had these thoughts in private,
yeah,
but feel almost guilty because they're thinking about their own needs that perhaps are not being addressed, mm-hmm. or where they wind up getting the message of subservience is the expectation, and where it gets in the way of their desire for greater mutuality.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, men of Maui, revolt.
Men of Maui, revolt. Absolutely. Hey, women, I think it takes.
And men want that.
I think Say that again?
Women really want that. Women do want men to assert their power. And, you know, because women complain when men have lost their power and are, you know, being, you know, to use that word, weaklings. Well, in part, it's because men weaken their power so that they can fall at the feet of the goddess. And certainly, men want to reassert their power, so they have the choice at feeling at the feet of the goddess, but then they can stand tall, and where the woman is so dazzled, she can, so to speak, want to serve and fall at the feet of the god.
I cannot think of a better place to end the show for today. I can't think of a better place to end the show. So this has been a wonderful, lively discussion.
It sure has. And we invite feedback.
Absolutely. We absolutely invite feedback. You know, here we are.
All right.
Here we are.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, love you.
Love you too. Dear brother.
All right.
So, hope you enjoyed the show. We welcome your feedback and have a great day, week, month, and come back for the next episode of Life on Maui. And until then, aloha.
I can't wait to see this one.
Call me crazy, but I'm never giving up my dreams. No matter how far away they seem, maybe crazy is